Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your season. Let's read, okay? A little bit out of the Odyssey Book 2. The beginning of Book 2 is my favorite part. Book 2, A Dangerous Journey. The early dawn was born. Her fingers bloomed. Odysseus' well-beloved son jumped up, put on his clothes, and strapped his sword across his back, and tied his handsome sandals onto his well-oiled feet. He left the room, looking just like a god. He quickly told the clear-voiced heralds that must call the Greeks to council. Soon the men, their long hair flowing, were gathered all together in the square. Telemachus arrived, bronze sword in hand, not by himself. 2 swift dogs came with him. Athena poured a heavenly grace upon him. The elders let him join them, and he sat upon his father's throne. The first to speak was wise Aegyptius, a bent old soldier. His darling son, the spearman Antiphus, had sailed with Lord Odysseus to Troy. The Cyclops killed him in his cave and made him his final course at dinner. This old father had 3 sons left. One teamed up with the suitors, Eurynomous. The others spent their time working the farm, but still the father mourned the son whom he had lost. He spoke in tears. People of Ithaca, now hear my words. We have not met in council since the day Odysseus departed with his ships. Who called us? Someone old or young? And why? Has he found out an army is approaching? Or does he have some other piece of news which he would like to share with all of us? I think he is a helpful, decent man. I hope that Zeus rewards him his good intentions. Odysseus' loving son felt glad and eagerly got up to speak and stood among them in the center of the group. The competent official named Pisanor passed him the speaking stick. He held it up and first addressed Aegyptius. Here, sir, now look no further for the man you seek. I called the meeting. I am in deep trouble. I have no information of an army that might attack us, nor do I have news of any other danger to our people. I need help for myself, for my family. My family has suffered 2 disasters. First, I lost my father, who was kind to you, as if you also were his sons. Now, even worse, my house is being ripped apart. My wealth will soon be gone. The sons of all the nobles have shoved inside my house to court my mother against her wishes. They should go and ask Icarus, her father, to provide a dowry and choose who should be her husband. They are too scared. Instead, they haunt our house day after day and kill our cows and pigs and good fat goats. They feast and drink red wine, not caring if they waste it all. There is no man to save the house, no man like him, Odysseus. I cannot fight against them. I would be useless. I have had no training. But if I had the power, I would do it. It is unbearable what they have done. They ruined my whole house. It is not fair. You suitors should all feel ashamed. Consider what others in the neighborhood will think, and also be afraid the angry gods will turn on you in rage. They will be shocked at all this criminal behavior. I beg you, by Olympian Zeus and by the goddess who presides in human meetings, justice, but never mind. Friends, leave me be and let me cry and suffer by myself. Or did Odysseus, my warlike father, deliberately do harm to our own side? Is that why you seem set on hurting me? If you did that, I soon would get revenge. I would come through the town and keep demanding until it all got given back. But now you make me so unhappy. This is pointless." He stopped, frustrated, flung the scepter down, and burst out crying. Everyone was seized by pity. No one spoke. They hesitated to answer him unkindly. Then at last, Antinous said, "Telemachus, you stuck-up, willful little boy, how dare you try to embarrass us and put the blame on us? We suitors have done you no wrong. Go blame your precious mother. She is cunning. It is the third year, soon it will be 4, that she has cheated us of what we want. She offers hope to all, sends notes to each, but all the while her mind moves somewhere else. She came up with a special trick. She fixed a mighty loom inside the palace hall, weaving her fine long cloth. She said to us, 'Young men, you are my suitors. Since my husband, the brave Odysseus, is dead, I know you want to marry me. You must be patient. I have worked hard to weave this winding sheet to bury good Laertes when he dies. He gained such wealth, the women would reproach me if he were buried with no shroud. Please let me finish it.' And her words made sense to us. So every day she wove the mighty cloth, and then at night, by torchlight, she unwove it. Ooh. For 3 long years her trick beguiled the Greeks, but when the 4th year's season rolled around, a woman slave who knew the truth told us. We caught her there, unraveling the cloth, and made her finish it. This is our answer, so you and all the Greeks may understand. Dismiss your mother. Let her father tell her to marry anyone his heart desires." Athena blessed her with intelligence, great artistry, and skill, a finer mind than anyone has ever had before, even the braided girls of ancient Greece. None of them had Penelope's understanding. But if she wants to go on hurting us, her plans are contrary to destiny. We suitors will keep eating up your wealth and livelihood as long as she pursues this plan the gods have put inside her heart. For her it may be glory, but for you pure loss. We will not go back to our farms or anywhere until she picks a husband. So what is that about? Ooh, all the tea, huh? I know, straws, they're terrible. Balloons are worse. Look into it. So why that? Well, aside from congratulations on Cancer season, and why not more than that? What's Penelope going through? Penelope is loyal to someone who is not there. She does not know if he's alive or dead. She suspects, and everyone keeps telling her he's gone. Actually, he has a bit of a antagonistic thing. He's got a bit of a battle going on with the god of the sea. The sea won't let him come home. Ooh. So there sits Penelope, the mother, attacked from all sides for being the mother, for being a woman, for being abundant. Everything is blamed on her, although she's actually doing nothing and can't do anything. The subtext of all of this is that as soon as she picks someone, the rest of them are going to rip him apart. I think everyone knows. This idea of putting cancers in impossible situations and then watching how they get out, if they can get out. It's torturous, it's mean, it's cruel. Why do people do this? But it happens to a lot, huh? That's where Penelope sits. That's what she's dealing with right now. So, what should she do? Take a deep breath. We don't have any cards yet. We're just shuffling. The thing about Penelope is that she can't move, but she better be planning. She can't do anything just yet. And yet so much needs to be thought out and accounted for and planned for. And things that preemptive damage control even has to be done. Things that haven't even happened yet have to be accounted for and guarded against and spun into something palatable. There is so high of a chance of running into obstacles that those among you who are the brave crabs will have a lot of fun. But if you are the kind of Cancer that waits for the tide to come at you, you may find this season to be a bit too much. So what to do then? How to guard against it? Let's see what the cards say. Knight of Swords. So the chances are very high that a large group of people will have many very, very cutting things to say about a lot. There is a sense among everyone of just being a lot more vocal than they have been before about everything, especially once we get to eclipse time. Remember, the eclipses are with you in Capricorn now. If you're dealing with someone that you've had enough, now you're just going, ham on them. You just can't take any more. However, that would be the least smart thing to do. The smartest thing you could do right now is acknowledge that you feel the Knight of Swords energy and decidedly pull back, knowing how you feel, and disciplining yourself as you would a child. Be your own mom. Knight of Cups and the Moon. Be your own mom. By the time we get to the lunar eclipse in Capricorn on the 18th, I believe, your obvious need to end endings have happened. And for some of you who were really on top of that and got your endings out of the way, let's say 6 months ago, a year ago, something very unexpected and very new could begin. But also remember how many retrogrades there are. Knight of Swords is not the energy that you can push with during so many retrogrades. You have Mercury, you have Pluto, you have Capricorn, you have Jupiter. And of course, you will benefit from having Venus in your sign, having the Sun in your sign as you do now. But it is very much like Penelope in that you have a lot, but you can't quite move around. It is as if she is surrounded first by her abundance, her femininity, her motherhood, and then around that is like a circle of wolves who are waiting just to devour hers and whatever is hers. Her and whatever is hers. And of course it makes you, want to exhibit this Knight of Swords energy. I think that would do that to anyone if you feel like you are being squeezed or trapped into reacting, into making a decision, but you can't make a decision right now. So that's really confusing, huh? It's the cognitive dissonance is at an all-time high when you are being pushed to react again and again, squeezed tighter and tighter, but you already know instinctively, the moon there, that as soon as you do, you're going to get caught in a net. And yes, I hear you, that you have every reason to do so, but this just it's uncanny. It looks like a cosmic test. It very much looks like This looks like a cosmic test. It looks very pass-fail. It's time to, you know, show how good of a conduit for karma you are, if you are one at all. And I think you can get confused, like when you have an account for your business, an account for your personal, and you're never supposed to mix the two. I think Cancer season can be a little twisted for Cancers because you have to do this larger karmic job, right, of giving people the karma they deserve, but also you have your own wants and needs, your own gripes, your own hangups, and you want to get that out too, and you have to be careful that you don't end up purging when you're supposed to be a conduit for karma. And Cancer season, I don't think, is a time when it's about you and your grudges and your personal whatever it is. It is about stepping up and being that, you know, invisible feeling of healing and calm and security and understanding that is the connective, you know, ethereal nervous system between us all. You feed that system. So that's a lot of power, and you can see how wrong that can go when that power is amplified in your season and you are given even more free reign. You can see how twisted that can get if you allow it to be used for your personal instead of getting really clear and just flowing with the energy every day until, you know, the 20th of July, really letting yourself go. Letting yourself stand in the tide for an entire month. Let it wash you over and over and over again, not denying the waves, not denying the surf, not denying that it's going to knock you down and pick you back up and knock you down, and just seeing the entire month of this moon and tide play, of the mother and father play, seeing it for what it is, and not trying to control it at all. Okay. So now, 8 of Cups and the Temperance card, Knight of Pentacles and the 4 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. Okay. So here we are. Okay, so the 8 of Cups is, obviously this is a difficult ending. It is something that you already know won't make it through the eclipses. You've known for a while that it wasn't going to work, but for whatever reason you haven't been able to, you know, pull the trigger on it. It may be that someone else leaves and you cannot control it, and you felt that that person was somehow protecting you from the sadness, you know. And now you may have to face the sadness, and that's difficult, right? And then Knight of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, 9 of Swords. I know it's your season, and I wish the cards were more reflective of like a rejoicing, but you know, the cards are what the cards are. I think that it is, for those of you who are still, you know, hanging on with the earth energy. So many of the earth energies are going through, like I said, in the general, that Oz moment of having the curtain pulled back. I wonder if Cancer is hanging on with, you know, with the claw to the curtain itself. So it doesn't matter that it's getting pulled and pushed back. You just want to stay around for the ride, even if it means that person is revealing themselves to you over and over and over again, to the point where you feel like physically unwell, where you feel like you can't get any sleep, where you feel like you're not getting any rest, because your mind is being not just toyed with, because I don't think they're doing it on purpose, not all of them, but that your mind is being that your mind is being manipulated into staying stuck in a cycle where as long as you do what this person wants, everything is great. But if what you want is different from what this person can offer you, you will get manipulated into feeling like somehow you should feel guilty for that, or that is a flaw within you. And I think Cancer is finally at the point where they're thinking, okay, so if I want something different than what you want, that means that I'm flawed as a person. So if I want to care about myself, if I want to focus on not just like I don't care about you, but I just want to do some stuff, or I just want to do stuff we do together my way. As soon as you hit that my way point, you're going to see how so many obstacles pop up in ways that you would have never imagined. Like, I didn't even think that it would be a problem for me to do that my way, or I don't understand why this is not pushing through the way it should because it's been planned for so long, or I don't understand why everyone is standing in my way when it comes to this particular goal. I don't understand why plans with this person just keep not working out. What is going on? What is keeping things with this, repelling, magnetic repelling sort of thing, like two magnets that refuse to come together because they're not on the right ends? Why does this keep happening? Well, Penelope, in Ithaca is a great example. Penelope knows that she's got to wait it out, but she also knows that waiting it out is a deadly time game. She also knows that although she cannot move, she has to be planning and thinking and outsmarting every moment without moving whatsoever. If there is a Cancer mindset that's more, that's a better strategy for you guys, I'm not sure what it is. This month you have to be thinking, strategizing, getting around the problems, but you have to do it up here because there's nowhere to go. Everything is retrograde. Everything is pulling back. The only way to get anything done is up here. And when you can't get stuff done up here? When you're emotional and you're upset. When you let the retrograde pull you back into some awful, toxic, God knows what situation that someone wanted to talk about, or someone brought up, or you smelled something, or you saw some vague representation of something from who knows where, and you let all of that get into your head, and then you get rolled into the wave, right? We don't want to do that. We want to stay as much in the mind, strategizing, playing this chess game, so as soon as the retrogrades break, especially Mercury, you can zoom ahead. And we really are going to have to zoom, because it's like coming in on a flight that's late, but your connecting flight is leaving no matter what. So those people that rush to the front of the plane and then rush through passport security and then rush the rest of the way because they have a plane leaving in 20 minutes? That's you guys. All of Cancer season, you're sitting on a plane that is running late, and your connection's going to leave, and if it leaves, you're screwed. We've all been there. Most of us have been there, right? For those of you who haven't been there, trust me, it is very stressful, but it's just a waiting game because it's also about luck, right? If we get lucky, it might be great. If we get lucky, we'll go straight from this flight to the next flight to the destination. Boom. Oh my God, wasn't that so much fun? We just made it. That's cosmically where we're at. We're going to have to just make it. And all the time before, where we could be running, could be doing stuff, can't do anything. Why? Why would this happen? Why the moon there? Why the Knight of Cups? Because it is a rebirth. But it is a rebirth that has everything to do with growing up. Now the eclipses and the North Node and the Sun is yours. Who are you now? I know who you've been. You know who you've been. I know who you want to be. But who are you now? The eclipses check in with you. They want to know. They want to know where you're at so they can set the dials for everything in your life. And you have a chance to choose what you put forward, but only if you are clear and if you are calm. I feel like these cards are simple and they can be misconstrued if you can't see them. So I think we should take a look together. We'll pull some more cards. It is a Cancer reading in Cancer season. I don't think anyone's surprised at what's come up, but I find it to be very profound that this comes at such a pivotal time, and you have the Moon and the Knight of Cups there. Your ability to change your entire life, if you want to, is right here. And your ability to live up to every one of your own criticisms of yourself is also right here. And it is such a choice to be made. And it's a choice that Penelope is delaying, as you can hear. And it is a choice that you have to delay, even though you might be like, no, I want to make it. I'm ready now. I got this. I'm going to do this, Umber. But you can't. It's not time. So think on it. Strategize on it. This is a chess game now. In a little bit, you'll be able to make the decision to choose to move. But for your season, the tide and getting lost in it and letting it fulfill you, getting clean with it, is all you can do. Happy birthday. I love you. Mwah. See you in a minute.
Hi, Cancer. All right, so let's take a look. These eclipses are no joke, but you knew that already, right? You really want, very much so, to pop off in many directions, but every moment you are being reminded that you're better than that. Every moment you are realizing that if somebody wants to go, you gotta let them go. Every moment you're realizing that what you truly want, which you realize sometime in January, is what you need to get back on track and pursue. Yes, there are endings here. Things that need to end will end. And thank God for it, because it's taken way too long. For some of you, it's been 8-9 years of, misery. Wow. Huge realizations happening, huge things coming to light, just moments. I had one where all it took was one picture. I saw one picture and everything changed for me. Just like that. Things that I thought would never change, ever, no matter what, changed. And then, what's so funny? I saw another picture and it changed everything for me in a completely different part of my life. We are having revelatory moments that are so profound, so instant. They are communicated with such harshness that there's no way to deny them. You see it, you feel it, you know it, and that's what it is. Excuse me, I'm going to drink something. And so now, Cancer, what if this is a Pisces or another Cancer? What if this is a water sign? Then what? Well, you want to communicate. They want to communicate with you. But now you get to decide in your next thing, what side of the equation are you going to be on? Are you going to be the one doing too much? Are you going to be the one carrying all the weight? Or do we want to start every new business relationship, personal relationship, friendship on an equal basis? How do you do that? Don't try too hard. How do you not try too hard? Don't try to live up to other people's expectations. This is a time for you to figure out what you want from you. And a lot of people will really not like that, and they will either leave or threaten to leave because the focus is for one moment not on them. That should tell you a lot. You may feel that you have to defend that which is most sacred to you. You may also feel like there is some sort of a divide growing between you and a Sagittarius. And although that person should represent a certain amount of temperance, and although you have tried to be temperate, to have the temperance, to know that it's more than just about how you feel, that you have to think it through, but still somehow you haven't been able to get this relationship. And Cancer, if you're dealing with an earth sign, it's the same. Sag, Capricorn, Virgo, it's all here. And when you should be resting, you are thinking and feeling so deeply. Cancer season, hard at work on the poor Cancer heart. So much to drudge up. Oh, Neptune wants it all, huh? Oh. But where you may see a month of hard work, I see great payoff and great resolution, and I'll tell you why. There are some things that you'll never do. You just won't. Unclenching your claw when you love someone is one of them. But sometimes the world unclenches it for you. And when that happens, you have to see it for the gift that it is. We must know our own faults. We must know our own weaknesses. That is the only way to be impervious. And if you know you have the weakness that once your claw clips into something it cannot let go, whether it's lover, friend, family, whatever, then sometimes the biggest favor that the universe can do for you is to clip that claw. Don't worry, you'll grow another. For you are not just a crab, you are a cosmic crab, right? Now, is that energy of someone who obviously doesn't want to stay, but you have invested so much in, is it easy to let that person go? Is it easy to hear the words from their mouth that you always thought you wanted to hear, but now what? Didn't you always say we would have this? Didn't you always say it would be like this? What the hell is happening? Oh, wowza. All right. Cancer, I'm just going to get right into it, okay? I'll see you in the extended in just a second. Love you.